Your own personal Glow Cafe app open 24/7. Download the upgraded Glow Cafe app and get more data.
Welcome to African Voices Changemakers. I'm Larry Midowo in Nairobi. They say that service is the rent we pay for living on this earth. In this episode, we have two successful changemakers who view giving not just as a duty, but as a privilege. You will meet Derek Kobina, a British Army veteran who is extending his duty to care for Africa's fallen soldiers. But first, you may know award-winning singer Patoranking as one of Nigeria's top Afro dancehall artists. But behind the scenes, he is a champion for Africa's youth. We caught up with the star in his hometown of Ebute Metta in Lagos to discuss his journey towards changing the lives of 1 million young people by 2035.
For me, I've always had a picture of how my family should look like and my community. Coming from a place where the chances of making it was very slim, so I needed to step up. I was never influenced by the ghetto or where I was coming from. Rather, I said I was going to influence my community. This is Patoranking, a lyrical architect, a philanthropist, a music maker from Nigeria. I make music that transcends borders. Yes, and I'm proud to tell you that I'm a change maker.
Patrick Naemeka Okorie, better known as Patoranking, is one of Nigeria's most versatile stars. Known for pushing creative boundaries, the reggae and Afro dancehall star has captivated fans across the globe with a fresh blend of reggae, dancehall, and Afrobeats. Although it was Patoranking's musicality that hooked fans, it is his knack for storytelling, detailing the trials and triumphs of the everyday Nigerian that has made him more than just an entertainer, but also a powerful voice for the voiceless.
My musical style, I sing for people, I try to be the voice of the voiceless through my music, and if you follow my music, I've coined some terms that I try to live by. For example, I have these 4 B's, B, 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 which means building bridges and burning borders through music.
Patoranking faced life's harsh realities early on, growing up in the slums of Satellite Town, a community housing project in Ebute Metta in Lagos State.
I was born in Satellite Town, but I grew up in Ebute Metta. My dad, a petty trader, so I grew up selling on the streets of Lagos with my dad. And that was the biggest form of mentorship. My parents were not financially buoyant to send me to the university, and I said, okay, let me use the gift God gave me, as a means, of survival and changing the narrative and the story of my family.
That gift was music. And around the Ebute Metta community, Galala set the groove.
So growing up in the ghetto, everybody knows the popular genre called Galala music. Galala is the stepchild of dancehall music. I was dancing in school before pitching my tent to singing, and you have to dance. You can't just come out and say you want to dance. You have to be the guy. You have to be the dancer. And I was one of the best dancers. Danced in a couple of music videos, Galala music videos. I was listening to a lot of people, Daddy Shoki, Baba Frayo, Marvelous Benji, Franco Tiatia, Blackface, Two-Face. These are like people that that you hear the ghetto sounds in their music, and because the genre was so big, because that's the only way we pass our message. Either we're talking about love, either we're talking about the situation of the country, or talking about family. It's very easy to just pass your message through that sound. So I was heavily influenced by Galala music. Then I started writing my own songs.
Yeah, don't take this too serious, we're just here to have fun.
Patoranking's big break came when Nigerian singer Timaya took the singer under his wing as a protege and released the hit track Alubarika in 2013.
Timaya took it to a different level. Then Faustin music came into the scene, and you know, boom.
That collab helped Patoranking win the next rated category at the Headies Awards in 2014.
You know, when I sang Alubarika, I was still in the era of nothing. I didn't even have a passport, but I could see everything like I was there. Alubarika, Alubarika, from Lagos to America, you know, and the minute the song dropped, everything changed. Everything I said in that song happened.
That same year, he signed with Faustin Music and released Girlio, with a music video highlighting the impact of domestic violence. He followed up with a remix with Tiwa Savage that debuted at number 9 on the MTV Base official Niger Top 10 chart. The song opened the door for several subsequent hits, earning the star numerous awards, including an MTV Africa Music Award for Best New Act in 2015 and African Artist of the Year at the Ghana Music Awards.
That was one of the defining moments of my career, because that collaboration took me from being a Nigerian star to an African and to the world.
Everybody, let's go now!
The singer was tapped as a judge for The Voice Nigeria in 2016.
They told me everybody's 15 minutes in a different time zone.
That same year, he released his debut studio album, God Over Everything, which made him the first Nigerian to have an album on the Billboard Reggae charts. Patoranking further established his international presence, appearing on major lasers particular, and in 2018, he joined Lauryn Hill's Miss Education 20th Anniversary Tour.
Meeting Lauryn Hill was a life-changing experience for me. It was a learning. You know, I just told myself, you know, I told the band and myself, like, we're going there to learn. In terms of performance, she's one of the greatest to do it. So being on the road with her, going on tour with her was amazing. The feeling is different, and it really changed a lot. You know, like I would tell you for free, there was growth after that performance. I could tell, you know, there was growth.
Despite these global moments, Patoranking never lost sight of his roots, which was the catalyst for his philanthropic journey.
The picture I had in my head was the good life, you know, beating poverty, you know, and yeah, a better life for not just me, you know, but for my generation to come, you know, changing like my generation.
Coming up, we show you how Patoranking is leveraging his success to make pathways for a better future for youth in Nigeria and beyond. For 34-year-old Patoranking, philanthropy isn't something he takes lightly.
It's something personal to me, you know. Before I became Patoranking, I used to pray to God. I said, God, if you put me in a position of making money, I want to touch lives.
He launched the Patoranking Foundation in 2018 with a mission to help 1 million youth by 2035.
At a point in my life, there were certain careers I thought I would have ventured into, you know. So for those things I wasn't able to do, I want to do them through people, you know. I want to live those dreams through people. You know, I thought I was going to be a footballer, so we decided to build in toughs in communities. You know, the whole idea is bringing people together, bringing peace, unifying the people in the community, you know, and also, you know, presenting opportunities to them.
We followed Patoranking to Ebutemeta in the southern part of Lagos, Nigeria, to his first turf launch.
So we're in Ebutemeta West, Lagos, Nigeria, and we're here at the opening of the Ebutemeta Soccer Turf here in Ojeniu Sports Center. It's about the unifying of my people, bringing them together. For me, growing up here as a child, playing on this pitch, I've always loved the fact that what brings us together is football, and it's just for us to advance it and take it to the next level for the future, you know, for the kids, for so many people, so many talent out here. So we're just here to celebrate ourselves, you know. We're happy we have a place that brings everybody in the community together. You know, that's why we're here. Growing up, there used to be kind of clashes, gang clashes and everything. So it was very important to bring the community together. So we needed something, we needed a place where everyone can come. You know, we just built the first one in the Bitemeta in Lagos, and in 5 years, we intend to build 100 across slums, across Africa, in different slums in Africa.
Part of the reason that this turf was built, because it was an avenue to get them to come together, you know, through football anyways, eat and drink, but begin to be able to accommodate each other and form some sort of bonding. Besides that, of course, the regular thing, education, daily bread, as they like to call it here, is really turf. So while you and I will see it as a casual gift to give out 1,000 naira to somebody, you just might be paying the person's house rent with 1,000 naira. It's that, and then it's also education, which we found out that a lot of the kids here go learn a trade from an early age. Education is really not the immediate aspiration when you're given birth to. So that's also something that Patoranking is passionate about changing, because he believes that with education, the mindset will change a lot, and then it will trickle down to change a lot of other factors.
For me, I see myself as a music political figure. You know, in the sense that I try to, you know, I want to bridge those gaps, and the only way I can do it is my platform, the only one I have, which is music, you know. So, for example, if you go to Jamaica today and you hear African music being played, you know, it's as a result of people, you know, talking about it, or people trying, you know, from the old days, doing collaborations, or music crossing over to those places. You know, so it's about keeping the conversation going for the generation to come as well. So it's not just about me, it's knowing that someday some set of people will want to go here, but because of this has been done, you know, it makes everything easy for them.
Coming up, how Patoranking's tech aspirations from his youth turned into a major part of his non-profit mission. While Patoranking's one-time aspirations to become a professional footballer made him build Ebute Meta a community turf, it was his passion for tech and the financial barriers to the education to pursue it that made him want to help remove obstacles for other African youth.
You know, I've always wanted to become an information technologist.
He started a training program called the Sky Level Initiative to help give students access to cutting-edge technology training and education.
We have students in Ebonyi State. Currently, we have about 170 kids from primary to high school.
In partnership with ALX Africa, one of the continent's leaders in tech skills training, the foundation recently invested $500,000 in scholarships to further their careers in tech and entrepreneurship.
So me, I just had secondary education. I wasn't opportune to go to university. So everything has been self-taught.
So this for me creates tremendous opportunity, because young people tend to be more creative, they're more entrepreneurial, they're hungry, they're passionate. And I think that many of the world's problems will be solved by harnessing the power of African youth. This collaboration with Patoranking began about 5 years ago. I brought him to visit the African Leadership University and shared with him our vision for developing the next generation of innovators and entrepreneurs and creators. And he was immediately committed to doing what he could to create opportunities for others, young people from across Africa, to many of his fans, the young people that follow him, to participate in what we were doing.
In July, Several recipients of the Patoranking Scholarship at the African Leadership University in Kigali, Rwanda, received bachelor's degrees in various fields including entrepreneurship, global challenges, international business and trade, and computer science.
In which much success and fulfillment, but also hardship, because that is how you will become successful. Go out and make a difference, and we'll be here to cheer you on. Thank you.
We're studying our mission, not our majors, which is pretty exciting for me because I get to learn or to explore more of what is my mission in life.
I've become a problem solver, which I believe has given open doors for me in terms of accessing opportunities around me.
Nothing is impossible. I'm sure I'm gonna be like a future president for my country because I'm running for my dream. The best is yet to come.
Most recently, the star was appointed as a regional Goodwill Ambassador for the United Nations Development Program. During the 2-year appointment, the singer will champion youth innovation and enterprise development, a fitting role for the king of Afro dancehall, fueling the futures of Nigeria's youth.
The legacy you leave behind is much more important than everything you think you've done. For the next generation coming is making them understanding that, you know, it wasn't easy where we're coming from. Life is not going to be easy. You know, it keeps going, you know, but making them understanding that it's possible. Whatever they set their mind to, anything they want to achieve is achievable, you know, and making them the best versions of themselves. I want to see more Patorankings. I want to see more billionaires. I want to see more result-oriented people. I want to see more role models. You know, I want to see more great people from there, you know, and I believe it's possible.
Next, meet the former British soldier who set his own marching orders to serve and protect Africa's fallen heroes. Our next changemaker, Ghanaian Derek Kobina, was born to serve. The veteran spent 10 years in the British Army, but now he is extending his mission of service beyond the battlefield as a champion for the welfare of Africa's fallen heroes.
My friends have always said that if I wasn't in the military, I would have been a doctor or maybe a consultant. And my dad always says, like, you are one of the kids where whatever you have in your hand, you end up giving back or giving it to people. I'm Derek Kobina, founder of Forces Help Africa and CEO of Africa Unconquered Foundation, and I am a change maker.
It was a happy day for retired Army veteran Derek Kobina because years of hard work have put the Ghanaian in a royal position.
Meeting Prince Harry and Meghan has always been one of the amazing things that's happened to myself.
The Invictus Games, founded by Prince Harry in 2014, is an international sports event that empowers wounded, injured, or sick, active and veteran service members through competitive sports and mental health programs. When it was time to bring the Games to Africa, Derek was tasked to help make it happen.
So myself and AVM Marquis, who's the director for sports, decided that it would be great to reach out and find a way to invite them over to Nigeria to obviously see these wounded soldiers in country, because this will give them hope. Initially, we were looking at Ghana, but Ghana never had a lot of these wounded and injured. We are not in any active wars currently and everything. So we looked at Nigeria as a result of the troops fighting Boko Haram in the northern part of Nigeria, and it worked perfectly.
Kobina runs the non-profit Forces Help Africa. Originally known as Forces Help Ghana, Kobina established the non-profit in 2014 to provide support to military veterans in Africa. But his journey to serve and protect started in childhood.
I wanted to always join the cadets. Even though I wasn't the oldest, I had to take on the responsibility and the role of being the big brother.
Kobina spent 10 years in the British Army, where he learned of the struggles soldiers faced once back on their home soil.
There were a lot of soldiers that had served predominantly in the Second World War that had little or no support from both the UK government and the Ghanaian government at the time. The defense attaché at the time put me in touch with another charity in the UK called the Royal Commode Ex-Service League. They support all these soldiers that obviously served in the Second World War. So that's how obviously we came about. They gave us a bit of funding to be able to help and support these veterans locally. And I work closely with the veterans organization within that particular country to try and see how we can bring them together, because I feel that soldiers, when they retire, get bored. And it was a great idea to bring soldiers across Africa together and see how best we can support them.
Kobina is now doing this work in 18 countries all over Africa, but he's also making a point of recognizing the soldiers' valor.
The 5 awards, which is the Forces and Veterans Awards, it's an initiative whereby we thought it wise that sometimes it's not just about supporting these veterans, it's about giving back to them and recognizing the achievement, because every veteran, every soldier have their own stories. Apart from their medal, they need somebody to have like a pat on their back and say, well done for serving. It's a little citation that we sort of honor these people by calling them to say that we know that maybe nobody has seen what you are doing, but we have seen what you are doing, and we need to recognize your efforts in a sense. And that is something that we started, and we are looking at growing that across not just Nigeria or Ghana, but across other African countries. My challenge now is that to be able to work and get the right acceptance from the various countries to be able to roll it out.
Kobina hopes to continue expanding his initiatives, just as Prince Harry did with the Invictus Games Foundation, to offer more holistic forms of support to the service members and veterans in need.
Our paths have now crossed, and we are now looking at the future of Africa and sports recovery across this continent. So as an African, our goals have aligned, and we are doing as best as we can to be able to achieve this for the continent of Africa.
That's our show. I look forward to seeing even more impact from these gentlemen. And while we're there, we have added Patoranking's music to our official Apple Music playlist. Just search for it using the hashtag CNNAVC. And you can connect with us on our social channels, watch all our shows on our website, cnn.com/African Voices. I'm Larry Medowo in Nairobi, and I'll see you next time.